Hey y'all, Jessica from Pretty Prints and Paper, and I'm talking quick today about how I am dealing with overwhelm. I have mentioned this a couple times on my Instagram lately, but it has been a really hard couple of weeks, maybe a couple months in terms of workload and overcommitting, and I think that's a problem or an issue that a lot of us face in the planner community. So here's how I'm thinking about it. As I'm thinking about November, because how the hell did November already come, and trying to think of a new way to approach my planning, because frankly, doing the monthly setup is fine, but thinking about it differently so that I can maintain some kind of balance, because I think all these little tweaks that we do every month are not quite working for me. I think I need to do something a little bit more thoughtful in order to make lasting change. I think a lot of times we put band-aids on things that will keep us sane and keep us going in the short term, but we don't think about the deep seated issues as to why this happens in the first place. So I'm changing my monthly reflection to reflect that. So I'm thinking about November and it's coming up, and then I look back on what I did in October just to get a sense of like where I was at, and like, so I did this but I never used it. I had meant to, but I just didn't have the time. Didn't make the time, I should say. And then all these things that I wanted to focus on, I wanted to focus on sleep, which was shit, and all of these different projects that I lost track of. And what I found was, as I got busier and busier, things just got scrambled and I couldn't keep up with everything in my own head. I started using these Post-its just to try to capture all of my thoughts. And even last week, it got to this point where I barely used my journal at all. Like, these days are so short because I didn't actually make time to go through. So when I was thinking about how I want to approach November and making my goals, I have to think about why I'm not reaching them in the first place. And I think this is something that we all have a hard time with, is how do we get to this place of being so busy, so full, so many different people pulling on us? And I started thinking about it, and I wanted to focus on balance and boundary, because I think that is the core of why I get to this place. My whole life I've struggled with this. And so I think I have to pinpoint first, like, why it is hard. And for me, I've been trained a lot of my life that stillness is laziness, that I always have to move forward. There's always something to do, ways to be better, ways to keep up with people. And so if I stop or if I pause before a breaking point, it is, well, I could do more. So I think that's something that we grow into and impose on ourselves. I don't want to disappoint other people, so whether that's my coworkers or my family, because I need to like be with them and see my friends, and don't want to disappoint my students who want a lot from me, and I want to give them everything. And so I don't want those things to fall through the cracks because it might disappoint them. I have a reputation for follow-through. I preach follow-through, and so I always feel like I need to also maintain follow-through at times. I'm also suffering from missed opportunities and fear of missing out, so FOMO, that's for real. And I want to say yes to a lot of things, and I have a lot of really cool things on my calendar, the things I get to do, the things I want to do. But too much of a good thing can also be really hard to maintain over time. And then again, the need to keep up not only with tasks but with people. So, oh my gosh, I've been a terrible friend because I haven't called you, or I want to make sure that I do all these little things, and not only for other people, but like sweeping my house. When was the last time I did that? So I need to think about now like why it's worth it to be able to set boundaries and balance, so that I know it's not just saying no to something, but it's important, so that I have more energy for myself, which means that I have more energy for other people. I don't want to give from a sense of depletion, because that creates resentment. I want to give from a place of abundance, and that I have the energy to give and I'm choosing to give it. So better focus, better work, which means I make better decisions, which means that I'm not flooding people with reactionary emails, and I can think more about doing the right kind of work rather than just doing work for work's sake. I think it'll re-energize my sense of creativity. I think it'll give me energy back to maintain momentum on this blog even. It's been hard. And then at the end of the day, I think by doing these things, I will be life-giving rather than life-depleting for other people. And I'm trying to shift my mindset. It's been something I tell my students and we talk about all the time in my office, but it's hard to enact. So saying no is saying yes. So if I say no to all my notifications, I can say yes to more focused and deep work, which saves me time in the future. If I say no to stuff I don't need, which I'm very guilty of, I can say yes to more stability in my future life, having vacations that I pay for without feeling guilt, and giving gifts to people, which I love. And then if I say no to something like a happy hour or extra one-to-ones with other people, I can have not only more money, but I have more time to do the things that are important to me at night, like cooking and working out, which I haven't done in so long. And then saying no to additional projects or these small favors or tasks that people ask me to do. And by willing to say no to that, I can have better quality projects of the ones that I'm working on already, and I can sleep. So I think I really have to drill down as to what I'm willing to disappoint in order to have the things that I say that I want. And that is going to keep me focused for what I'm going to do in November, what I'm going to do in the coming weeks. And so I thank you for being patient with me as I figure that out, so I have the energy to come back to this video blog and my work and share with you what's been working for me and how do I overcome that. So thank you for being part of this journey.
Because one of the hardest things that I think we ever have to learn is that we have inherent value just existing. We're human beings, not human doings.
And I'm curious, what are the things that make it hard for you to say no and set boundaries, or what has worked for you to doing that? And share in the comments, because I think we all need a little reminder and gentleness and grace. So I'd love to hear that down below. If you have questions, let me know. Otherwise, if you like it, share it, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever. I hope that you enjoy it. I'll see you next time.